Alright, so I'm gonna try to avoid the light. Notice how I'm enunciating even before I started the video. Alright, ready? So I want to talk about what programming is. I want to talk about just a high-level overview of what is programming. I went to my high school's robotics team, and it was their intro day, and they were talking about the programming team. And one of the questions they got from a kid was, he said, "Do you guys do coding in programming?" And the captain answered. He was like he explained very nicely. He was like, "Yeah, we code the robot to drive forward, backwards, lift objects, whatever the task is for that year." So I want to try to just briefly explain what programming is, and we can ask Siri what it is, and then I'll give you my take on it. What's coding? Alright, she said coding means the transformation of data into a form understandable by computer software. So I just want to talk about like how computers understand information. Computers basically just understand yes or no, you know? Like you press this button, do it, or if you don't press it, don't do it. Like they just understand zeros and ones. Like 0 means no, 1 means yes. You can do it the other way around, doesn't matter, but it's just a binary. That's what I just wanted to stress right now. Everything we see around us, like the light bulb, everything is binary. So that's just what I wanted to stress really quick. That's what coding is, because what we do, like what's coding, like on like the bit level stuff, like the information, the language computer speaks natively, the machine language, zeros and ones, is so it's a sequence. I'm not looking over there because there's something written. I just have to think. I can't see my face and think that way. So a light is just two decisions, on, off. So you can do it with one bit, zeros and one. But say now like there's something else, right? Now you have to represent numbers, right? So with just one bit you can represent 0 and 1. But if you want to represent 2, you need another bit. So if you want to like process more information like that with more combinations, alright, more combinations require more zeros and ones. So things with when we're looking at the bit level get complicated really quickly. So that's why we have programming languages. So really just really high level overview. Programming languages is what like it's easy for us to understand, like a normal human being, right? It's like we don't talk in zeros and ones. We're not just like hey dude, 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0. It can't just be like plain English, because English, like a sentence, English is a context like full language, and what would be easier for like computers to process is like context free language, where you don't need to know a lot of the like surrounding context to process a particular thing, and computers work good that way. They want to look at one thing at a time, because they can do one thing very quickly, and they can just do a lot of things like that fast. So what programming languages are, they're like a context-free version of our English. So it's like when you learn programming language, you're just learning another language that's very similar to English, and it's just like you keep track of like the rules in that language. We need to give computers zeros and ones for it to do stuff. And when we write print hello on the screen, what's happening is there's another program. It's called the compiler that people have written before already. And what happens after you write print hello is the compiler breaks down what you wrote character by character, like PR, and it says, okay, it wants to print hello. And if you wrote it properly according to the grammar, like if you put quotes around hello, then the compiler would like be able to translate that into something called the assembly language, which is like the middle step between going to zeros and ones machine language and our higher level, say C++ statement, right? So it turns that into assembly language, and when we execute a program that assembly language gets turned into machine code, and then it runs, and then it does prints hello world on the console or on a file, right? So that's basically what programming languages are. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I was able to bring some value to you. I was basically just ranting in this video about what I thought is necessary to know when you start programming. When I started out, I wasn't really sure what I was typing and how it was like doing stuff on the back end or on the lower level, on the bit level, and hope it brought you some value. I'm building a scripting language for a class at NGIT where we're scanning through inputs using a tokenizer that I mentioned earlier, and we also have a grammar that we are parsing the inputs to match and like do stuff with it. So maybe I'll do a video on that to try to give some depth to what I talked about earlier. Have a great day. Thank you very much for watching.